Good morning, everybody. So today I'm doing our first real lesson with Miss Jewel and baby Cora. I got them last week. Let's see, she was born last Saturday. Today is Tuesday. So she's 8-9 days old. And now I feel comfortable enough with them to actually start working with Jewel, the mother. I've just been kind of letting them kind of decompress and relax. They came here when Cora was only 2 days old, and I've just been working on just sitting with them. Of course, the baby, very gentle and easy to handle, but Jewel is not halter broke or anything like that, so this is what we are working on today, is getting her used to leading and having her body touched and start picking up her feet. I'm using my stick and string to begin with to just see how reactive she is, and Jewel is very smart and very kind, sweet donkey. I think she's been handled at some point in her past because she was, I don't think she's ever been mishandled per se. I just don't think she was handled maybe a whole awful lot. But she's very kind, sweet, and she's picking up things super fast. So I'm just using my stick and string just to touch her feet, and when she relaxes like that and does really good, then I give her a little peppermint treat, which I have found most donkeys, once they learn the beauty of peppermints, you can pretty much train them to do anything. And so yeah, so that's what we're doing today. Of course, baby Cora is my helper, and she's here to make sure that we all remember that this is just fun. I have been handling her ever since she came home, picking up all 4 of her feet and touching her all over. I've already started giving her cues on how to pick her feet up, so hopefully she will never have any kind of issues in the future for anyone, especially our farrier, whom we love and we always want to keep safe. What I really hate about what people do to these donkeys, because donkeys are so kind, they're great creatures, and why people don't train them from the beginning to be okay with being handled is just beyond me. But so that's what we're doing today. So every time she lets me touch her feet, I'll either treat her or give her a head scratch, just depending on how well we're doing. She's doing really good. I'm really happy with how she's responding to everything. I'm giving her plenty of time to just kind of chew on her food and take a minute. One thing about training with these animals is we always like to rush things, and there's really no point in rushing anything with them because it's not going to get you anywhere. This is the first time that I've tried to touch her back feet. And a lot of them will kick and strike out pretty tough. Jewel doesn't really seem to be one to do that. So I'm trying here to get my little string around her ankle so I can kind of pull it. It's just going to take me a second to do that because I'm not real good at it. I love Miss Cora here because she's all up in my business, and she really just wants me to give her butt scratches and play with her. She just doesn't know why I'm ignoring her and messing with her mama when she really wants to play. She's a little stinker. But yeah, she picks her foot up really good. She didn't jerk and push and fight. Felix can be a little rough. I mean, I'm knocking on like 8 months with him, and he's still not very good about his hind legs. We can trim his front feet pretty well now, but still working on getting those hind feet done. Mainly because we don't force them unless it's an absolute emergency. I always, as you see, I'm not holding the lead rope in my hand. I don't have them tied up. She decides she's going to move off here. Of course, Cora's nursing and everything else, so I just step on the lead rope. I don't punish her, I don't snatch on her, I don't yell at her. I just take a step back and let her know that it's okay, like it's fine. It's really nothing to get upset and worried about. I think that's another common mistake that we make a lot. You get upset and snatch around and pull, and there's just really no reason for any of that. So I'm going to try a little different technique here. I'm just going to rub my hand down, see how she is about me holding her feet. And she did okay in it. Again, every time she does the right thing, she gets a treat. There's Cora still all up in everybody's way. And after a couple of tries of this, I'll work on her leading a little bit too. So I like to give them enough time to really think about stuff. And she's very curious about what I'm doing now, so she's not shut down. She's not worried about what we're going to do next. I mean, she's engaged into it. And when she doesn't want to do it, I mean, she knows she can just kind of step away and off to the side. Like it's no big deal. Like we're not going to fight and argue about it. If she moves out of position, we're just going to slowly just go back to it. And just take our time. There, see, she did it, and then she got another treat. So no biggie. And I don't do a whole lot of repetitive stuff with these donkeys. We don't do it over and over and over again. Like once we get 1-2 tries, we go and do something else. So we're going to work on her leading. Her leading is not all that great. She's just learning how to put her halter on and off without any issues. And this was actually our first real leading. Earlier this morning, I put the stuff on her and just kind of stood, and I just kind of followed her around the paddock. And I didn't really give her like any guidance on where we were going. I just kind of let her pick and choose where we were going, and I just went with her. So that was her first actual lead. And of course, she finally decides she wants to stop, embrace, and so, I mean, I'm not pulling very hard. I just have light pressure on the halter that I can hold. I'm not pulling, and then as soon as she started coming forward, you just release it. I mean, that was an amount of pressure that I could just stand there for a long time if I needed to, and I wasn't applying more and more pressure. I was just holding at that amount and just standing there until she gave, and she gave very quickly. It's very easy. So I think she's going to be a pretty easy donkey to train. She's a large stander, so she might be big enough for a smaller person or a child to ride. I'll train her to like carry a pack. She's more than likely going to stay with me pretty much for forever. She's a really good girl, unless we find somebody that would be even more perfect for her. We'll just kind of see, but for now there's no thoughts of her going anywhere else. And of course, baby Cora, she's gonna be a fun one. I'm really excited to be able to work with a baby from the very beginning. So if anything is screwed up on her, it is going to be 100% my fault. So no pressure.